Hello, good day. How do you do? You're welcome to my YouTube channel, Parenting with Comfort. Please don't forget to like my videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. I am Minuluwa Comfort. Pardon me, please. A quick one. A few days ago, I came across a movie on Netflix titled Uncle Baby. It was written, directed, and produced by Lonzo Nzekwe in the year 2010. That's over a decade now, if I'm not mistaken. This movie is a very interesting movie. It's so full of suspense, and the way it ended, I wasn't expecting it that way. In fact, I would love you to see this movie yourself. The movie is about a Nigerian couple. They were illegal immigrants in the United States of America. They wanted the best for their unborn child, whose name the husband proposed to be Uche. He wanted the very best for this child, so that he was ready to go any lengths to make sure that this child is born in the United States of America and get all the benefits, all the good childhood, beautiful memories the parents never had back then in Nigeria during their childhood days. He made wide promise that no matter what happens, their unborn child will be born in the United States of America. And the mom was like, oh really? Okay, no problem. One thing led to another. Unfortunately, the husband got caught by the immigration officer, being an illegal immigrant. So he was deported to Nigeria. Along the line, before he was deported, he made sure that his wife leaves the house, least she gets caught, and she will be deported to Nigeria as well. So in the process of she trying to run to avoid the immigration officers, she developed, the pregnant wife that was left behind in the United States of America developed some complication. And as a pregnant woman, there was need for her to see a medical practitioner. But unfortunately for her, she didn't have enough money on her. She didn't have health insurance. Nothing covered her. It was in this crisis or problem that she met a woman named Susan Barkley at the hospital. They got talking. She told Susan Barkley what her problems were, that she had issues with accommodation and she had complications. There was need for her to see a medical practitioner, but she didn't have enough money on her that'll cover up for her. So Susan Barkley decided that, okay, I will help you. And unfortunately for Susan Barkley she also had a personal issue. She was trying to conceive for a very long time. She couldn't have a child of her own, so that was her own problem. During the period when Joyce Onanga, who was the pregnant Nigerian woman, during the period when she was in Susan Barkley's house, Susan Barkley became pregnant as well. It was like, oh, like a lucky woman. She brought luck into the home. So it was going on very well. And after a while, just see Nanga put to bed. Then the baby's documents arrived. She was so happy. Like, at last, my child is now a U.S. citizen, as she and her husband has always wanted. So, on checking the child's documents, she realized that the name written on the document, the mother's name written on the document, was Susan Barkley instead of Joyce Nanga, which was her whole name. Then she remembered that, during the process of trying to get health care management to see a medical practitioner, she made use of Susan Barkley as the mother. There was some kind of manipulation during that process, and it was quite difficult for her because the plan she had with her husband was that once she puts to bed, she and the baby boy Uche will have to come back to Nigeria. And now it's very difficult. It seems like the dream will not come to reality because, unfortunately for Joyce Onanga, the name written on baby Uche's documents, the mother's name written, was Susan Barkley. So there's no way she will board a plane with another woman's child to Nigeria. That would be like child trafficking. She told Susan Barkley what was actually happening, and Susan Barkley told her, okay, this is what we'll do. I have a lawyer. I have a lawyer. So you see my lawyer, and whatever legal advice he gives us, that's what we'll follow, because for now I can't make a decision on my own. So Joyce Naga went to see the lawyer. The lawyer told him that, this is quite difficult because now you want to leave for Nigeria. The name on the baby's documents is not yours. I really don't know how we can go about it, but I only know one way which we can go through this. Is if Susan Barkley is willing to travel to Nigeria with you as Uche Unaga's mother and not you. So that means that the plan was that they will book the same flight for both Susan Barkley rather, and Joyce Unanga and baby Uche to be on same. That was the advice that the lawyer gave to Joyce Unanga, that okay, let's hope that Susan Barkley will be willing to follow you to travel down to Nigeria with you. So if this happens, then your reality, your dream of having your child back home with you will come to reality. So when Jessie Unanga got home, she told Susan Barkley what the lawyer advised, the lawyer's advice. Susan Barkley was like, okay, no problem, I'll try my best. I'll do that for you, just for you, no problem. The day they arrived, meanwhile, the lawyer advised Joyce Unanga that once they get to the airport, she should turn herself in for deportation back to Nigeria. Since he, the lawyer, will be booking Susan Barkley, Joyce Unanga, and baby Uche for same flight that same night, so there wasn't any cause for alarm. So, as usual, she and as planned, I mean, she and Joyce Unanga, baby Uche, and Susan Barkley went to the airport. So Joyce Unanga went in to turn herself in for deportation at the immigration office. She was like, okay, I'm here to turn myself in for deportation back home in Nigeria, blah blah blah. The man was surprised. Okay, he said, oh, do you have, he then decided to ask her some questions. Do you have any dependents in the US? Because once you are being deported back, you'll be having access to anything or anyone that belongs to you. She said she doesn't have any dependents. He asked again that, do you have any property in the US? She said no. Do you have any child? And she just told about it. Okay. Then she remembered that if she spills the bean, she'll be implicating Susan Barkley and she herself, and there's probability that they will end up in jail. So she was like, oh, I don't want to lose this chance of having my child back in US, but having my child back in Nigeria with my husband, reuniting with my family in Nigeria, and getting jail. So she just, okay, let me just do this. So she agreed that she didn't have any child, any dependents in the US. And then she told the immigration officer that, oh, I was booked for a flight this evening, blah blah blah. So the immigration officer checked the list and said, no, madam, you were not booked for any flight back home. She was surprised. And so then it dawned on her like, oh my god, it's like I'm in real trouble this time around. So she was directed to leave to a particular place till the very morning that she'll be leaving for Nigeria. So where she left Susan Barkley and baby Uche Unanga, she left that Susan Barkley wasn't where to be found. Baby Uche was gone. She wasn't herself anymore. She was almost going insane rather. And she was like, God, child and all. The next thing we saw was that Susan Barkley wasn't even pregnant, and the man that was acting as a lawyer was her husband. The man back home that we all thought was her husband was actually not her husband. It was all planned. It's over 10 years now that Joyce Unanga has been deported to Nigeria without a child. Let's make this look real. If it was to be in real life, doesn't mean she won't be having access to a child anymore. Doesn't mean that things are still the same, she still can't have access to any child or any property that belongs to her. Are the laws still the same as it used to be more than 10 years ago? And I feel like now, this time of social media, can't she write petition against Susan Barkley for illegal adoption of a child? And some part of me feels like probably Susan Barkley is into child trafficking. I feel like there's more to this story if it were to be reality. So I think like 10 years now, things should have changed. She should be able to have access to her child, write a petition against Susan Barkley, tell the US that my child was legally taken away from me, conduct a DNA test on the child. Or does it mean that the child is finally gone? A part of me that is an African even wants us to do it in an African way and then get back a child, So on my next show, by God's grace, we'll be having an immigration officer, a US-based parent, to enlighten us on how to go about this kind of acts, how possible it is for her to get back her child, even though it is over 10 years now. So my next show will be very interesting because I'm very certain about that. It's really going to be interesting. I would love to have you back on my show this time next week. And before we meet again, I would love you to stay happy. Let no one trouble you. Do not stress yourself. Enjoy your life. And don't be too hard on yourself. Life is going to be easy.